Hello students, welcome to all of you. In my previous video lecture, you have studied about rate-law expression, how it was derived, and also you have seen a very important thing there, that is how exponential coefficients may or may not equals to the stoichiometric coefficients of the reactants and products. So, keeping all the points in mind, in today's video lecture, we are going to study one more important point of this very chapter, chemical kinetic, order of reaction. So, what is order of reaction? How order of reaction can be determined? How order of reaction is related with a rate constant, and a rate constant is how can be related with half-life period, means T half. So all these points just we are going to study in the concerned chapter, that is chemical kinetics, and the point which we have going to learn is order of reaction. So first of all, what is order of reaction? So on the basis of rate law expression, we are knowing that rate is just K concentration of A to the power X into concentration of B to the power Y. Just we have derived this very expression, and that was called rate law expression or rate equation. So in this children, the exponents of A and B, that is X and Y, then order, what is the relation of these coefficients with order of reaction? So the sum of the coefficients of the X and Y, sum of the exponents of concentration term A and B, that is X and Y, the value which comes, that may either come 0 or come 1, 2 or 3, that represents the order of reaction. Means you can say that order of reaction is the sum power of the concentration of the reactants present in rate expression. Listen sincerely children, definition of the rate of order of reaction can be given like on the basis of rate expression, that order of reaction is the sum power, listen, sum power of the concentration terms present in the rate law expression is called order of reaction. Or more simply, you can say that order of reaction is the number of reactant molecules which determines the rate of reaction with the change in the concentration of the reactant. Once again listen. In other words, the order of reaction can be defined as the number of reactant molecules which determines the rate of reaction with the change in the concentration of the reactant is called order of reaction. And order of reaction can only be determined by experimental means. Must remember, the order of reaction can only be determined by experimental means. And this is, suppose equation 1 showing a rate expression. So in this, if the sum of the exponents of concentration terms A and B, sum of their exponents X and Y, sum means that SUM, add means addition or sum of the components exponents X and Y, the value is coming 0, then that order of reaction is termed zero order reaction. Alright. Similarly, if the value of X plus Y, means sum of these two coefficients, is coming 1, then that reaction is called first order reaction. Similarly, if the sum will come x plus y is 2, it is termed second order reaction. Second order reaction. And in the same way, if the sum of these two exponential components coming equal to 3, then it is called simply third order reaction. So, in your syllabus, children, only 0 and first order reactions you have to study in detail with their examples, with their calculation of integrated rate equation along with relation with half-life time. So, what is zero order reaction? What is first order reaction? What is the example of these two reactions? What are the units of these reactions? And how they are related with half-life time or half-life period. So, let's start with zero order reaction. So, what is zero order reaction? So, on the basis of definition, just according to the rate law expression, if the sum of the powers of the components of the exponents of the concentration term becomes 0, means the reaction in which the rate of reaction doesn't depend upon the concentration of the reactant. Listen, the reaction in which the rate of reaction doesn't depend upon the concentration of the reactant is called zero order reaction. For example, when hydrogen and chlorine gases combines in the presence of sunlight, resulting the formation of hydrogen chloride gas, it refers and it is experimentally determined of zero order reaction. Means if you write its rate, means d by dt of r, you suppose writing its rate, that is rate, then its values will come, that is concentration of H2 and concentration of chlorine, both will become 0, that is K. That is K means the concentration terms, that is 0, having power 0, means value of x plus y become 0. So that is clearly referring zero order reaction. Similarly, another example, that is, you have often listened that is ammonia, decomposition of ammonia under the presence of a certain catalyst into nitrogen and hydrogen gases. This is 2NH3 under the presence of, suppose using catalyst platinum, that's decomposing into this one. So this reaction not looks like a zero order, but on the basis of experimental determinations, its rate is K is found as, that is NH3, concentration of NH3 doesn't change. If it doesn't change, that will or does not depend, that is clearly refers to zero order reaction according to definition, that the reaction in which the concentration of the reactant doesn't depend on the rate is called zero order reaction. Okay? Now next point you have to study in this very point, how the integrated rate constant for zero order reaction can be determined. The objective is how the integrated rate constant for zero order reaction can be determined. So suppose or let's consider a reaction which is of zero order, in which reactant is changing into product and represented as such. Suppose we have to determine the rate constant for this very reaction. Then how it is determined? See clearly. So children, rate of the reaction for this very reaction can be written as, so rate is equal, as you are knowing, this is denoted by minus d by dt of R. Okay, that is R concentration. Okay, and that is what? Minus d by dt of R, that is rate is equal to minus d by dt R. That is what? That is equal to K into concentration term, that is R. This one. Okay, and according to definition, the concentration of reactant doesn't depend, means its value is 0, and you are knowing mathematically, if r to the power 0 or any quantity rated a to the power 0 having value 1. Am I right? So on solving, it will come minus d by dt is equal to k. And now this can simply be written as, that is minus dr is equal to k dt. Can be written just transposing, or simply this may be also written as d into concentration of r is minus k dt. Suppose this is equation 1, suppose this is equation 2. So one term, children, you have to apply here, that is what is differentiation and what is integration. Two mathematical terms are used. One is differentiation and other is called integration. So just you are some knowing about differentiation, means as which you are writing d by dt or d by dr, as you are writing, so that is refers to differentiation. Means differentiation and integration are two mathematical expressions which makes the calculation easier, which are going to utilize. And you know that the reciprocal or reverse of differentiation is integration. So differentiation is just written as d by dx or by d by dt, and integration symbol is children as this is the symbol of integration. So integration symbol you have to apply it, and for integrating you have to know some formula. Suppose you have to do integration of dx, then its value is x. You have to remember it is a formula. Similarly, if the integral of dt, its formula is t. Similarly, you have to find integral of 1 by x dx, so its formula will come log ex. So these formula you have to just remember. Okay, so by knowing this, and also know that differentiation and integration are two terms which are going to implement here. So this term, children, d by dt showing differentiation, and just equation 2 which I have written, just going to integrate. And you know integration is the reciprocal or reverse of differentiation. So no need to go in detail, just know the formula. So by integrating equation 2, so by integrating equation 2, so write the symbol of integration. Integral of dr is equal to k minus k into integral of dt. So you are knowing as usual dx is x or dt is t. So simply dr will be r. So r is equal to what? Minus kt plus cri. One more children point, note that during integration one constant comes out, and that constant is called integral constant or integration constant, represented either by C or by I, where C or I is called integral constant or integration constant. Alright? So you are getting expression R is equal to minus kt plus C or I. Okay? So when in this, suppose this is equation number 3. In this equation 3, come on the basic that when t is 0 means concentration doesn't change. So what is when t is 0, then R will become R0. R is equal to R0. Then put these values in equation 3 for obtaining the value of C or I. So by putting, you will get R is equal to minus k into t0. This is already R. So what value is coming? And plus C. And in place of R, you have to write R0. So C is equal to C or I. This is C or I means integral constant. The value of this is coming R0. So the value of C is coming R0. Now put the value of this C in expression 3. Put the value of this C in expression 3. What you will get? Listen sincerely. Put the value of this C in expression 3. Then what that is? R is equals to minus kt and plus C value is coming R0. Am I right, children? So this can also be written as, just transpose it. So that will become kt, k into t is equal to R0 minus R. Can be written just like transposing it. Means kt just here and that is transposing there. So that is what coming? So k is equals to R0 minus R and by t. So equation 4 is called integrated rate constant equation for zero order reaction. Must remember, children, the equation 4 is called the integrated rate constant for zero order reaction. Must remember. So K is nothing, it is a rate constant, T is the time, and that is the concentration of a reactant. Concentration of reactant. So equation 4 is the general expression for integrated rate constant for zero order reaction. So by this manner you have to determine. This is simplest manner. You have to just go through the derivations and keep the point that concentration term doesn't depend upon rate. So you will get this equation 4, and equation 4 is nothing, that is a integrated rate constant for zero order reaction. One more, children. According to this formula, it is very clear that the unit of this zero order reaction will be mole per liter per second. Am I right? This concentration term is measured in mole per liter and divided by time, so per second. So must remember, the unit of zero order reaction rate is mole per liter per second. Alright? One more thing. If you plot, children, R versus T means concentration of reactant versus time. If you plot as such, this is suppose R, then you get a straight line. Then you get a straight line in which the slope or tan theta just is equal to minus k, and intercept for this will be R0. So by plotting R versus T for zero order reaction, you will get slope is equal to minus K and intercept is equal to R0. So must remember. Now children, how this expression 4 is related with half-life period or half-life time. So just see it. Relation of zero order reaction with half-life time or half-life period. So students, you are knowing that what is half-life period or half-life time. It is defined. This HLP stands for half-life period. If HLT written half-life time and denoted by T half, and it is what? It is defined as the time in which the concentration of the reactant become half of its initial concentration. Listen children. Half-life time with half-life period can be defined as the time at which the concentration of the reactant become half of its initial concentration is called half-life period. Means the value of R become equal to R0 by 2. Suppose it is the initial concentration of the reactant. So during HLP, on the basis of definition, that become half of the initial concentration of the reactant. So that is become R0 by 2. So in this expression 4 children, if you put in place of T is equal to T half, and in place of R, in place of this R put R0, then you will get expression with rate constant K for zero order reaction and half-life period. So this equation 4 can be written like as, that is T is equals to R0 minus R by K. Can be written children, just transpose it. So in place of T, put T half here, T half, and T half denoting means half-life period. That is equal to what? That is R0 and minus, that is what? R0 by 2. Just we are putting for half means it is what? It is the half of the initial concentration. Means the initial concentration of half will be half-life period. Suppose R is the concentration of the reactant, then its half value R0 by 2 will be here. So that is by K. If you solve it, the value will come, that is 2 into R0 and minus R0 upon K. Am I right, student? And just that is equal to 2x minus x. That is just become equal to 2x minus x is what? That is x. So that is become what? By 2K. This will become R0 minus R0 by 2, then solving you will get this value R0 by 2K. R0 by 2K. So T half is equal to what? So T half become R0 divided by 2K, where R0 is the initial concentration of the reactant, K is the rate constant, and T half is the half-life period. So from equation 5 children, it is clearly evident that half-life period for zero order reaction is directly proportional to the initial concentration of the reactant, but inversely proportional to the rate constant K. Must remember, very crucial point. On the basis of equation 5, it is clearly evident that the half-life period for a zero order reaction is directly proportional to the initial concentration of the reactant R0 and inversely proportional or reciprocal to the rate constant K. So on this equation 5 and equation 4, many numericals are given in your book. So you have to do more and more numerical so that your confidence become good and you are in position to solve any problem concerned to either that is integrated question or to half-life region. So that's all today. Thank you children very much. Have a tremendous day.